Hello wonderful viewer, welcome to What the Math. This is Anton and today we're going to take a look at a very unusual but really cool game called Duskers. This is a game that is about to be released on Steam, I believe in mid-May. This is when it's actually coming out of early access. And it's a game that has some really awesome features and is actually kind of challenging and super fun. Welcome and enjoy the video. Now, once you start the game, this is what you'll see, and essentially it's at first a little bit confusing, but you're playing as a sole survivor of something that happened, and one of your goals is to actually discover what happened. And you're playing inside a spaceship that gets to dock to these other derelict spaceships that you see on the screen here, and there's one actually right here called Waterloo. And you travel through the galaxy, and then you can even travel through the universe and discover, well, first of all, you have to try to survive. You discover various resources that you need, for example, fuel, and various tools that will help you survive along the way as well. And to do this, you basically use these drones that you have, that you collect throughout the game, that essentially do all of the hard work for you. But here's the tricky part. This game is hard, and your drones will die, and your drones will actually cause you to lose the mission, and you may even have to restart the mission. But let's actually just go ahead and board this first ship that we have here. Actually, we have to travel to another system here, so we're going to go ahead and travel to the next system, and let's start with a ship called, okay, there's something called Quarantine. That sounds very dangerous. And here we go, we're going to jump into this other system in this galaxy. We've actually discovered a new system as well. And now that we're actually arrived into a new system here, we're going to go ahead and board the ship called Igirna, I think that's what it says. And the first thing you get to do is choose the drones that you want to actually take into the mission. And I'm going to take these four. This guy needs to have some repairs, so he's not actually, he's not able to play right now. We're going to board the ship, and once you board, this is what you discover. Well, first of all, there's a lot of command lines, which is something that I absolutely love. I don't know what it is about command lines, but they're so much fun. But basically, there's two different ways you can play. You can play from the map, and here you can kind of see the map of the ship that as you essentially open these doors by typing the name of the door. Receiver in it. Use transport 1 R2 to transport drone 1 into that room. Excellent. So I can actually use my transporter to drop my drone and run away. You can also play from this mode, which is basically kind of like a radar mode. And as you move around the ship, you'll discover these various tools. You discover these various things that you can actually collect or gather. This was just scrap. You can also find these generators that you can then use one of the drones to power up, so that you can then open up and close up some doors around the ship. This is what generator. There we go. Now we have some power here. We can actually go ahead and open some of these doors. But the best part about this game is that, first of all, it's randomly generated, so it's very unpredictable. You don't really know what you're going to encounter in this particular, or in every ship, really. Not just in this ship, but in every ship. And the second thing that's unpredictable about this game is that it actually has enemies. So if I open this door right now, and there's an enemy right there, close the door. You have to be really careful, because some of these enemies are really powerful and they'll actually kill you relatively quick. Most of your drones, or actually all of your drones, don't have any weapons. They can have defense. There's actually shields you can equip, but unfortunately that's not enough for you to survive. Alright, so we know there's an enemy right there. I've used a command module called Motion. This detects motion in various rooms. I can now try to use my supreme intelligence to try to get rid of the enemy in that other room. I can open that door, D5, and wait for this enemy to get out of there. And it doesn't want to leave for some reason. I don't know if it left or not. Oh boy. This will be hard. Okay, let's try to, we're actually gonna do something else. Let's go to D7. Hopefully there's no one in here. I'm gonna get ready to run away. If there is someone in here, there's someone in there, there's someone in there. Okay. So there's two enemies. Unless that's the same enemy that just left to the other door. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, close it. Okay. So the enemy is now trapped in the other room. I can now explore this and gather up this fuel that we have here. So give us some fuel so we can actually move farther away and explore new areas. And now that that's done, we're going to try to lure the enemy into the other door and see if he actually we get tricked into moving there. Let's use motion. Let's find out if this is actually going to work. And I don't know if it's working. Okay, let's find out if he actually left. Very carefully. Hey, success. All right, so that's essentially how you would be playing most of the levels in this game. You'll be basically trying to trick enemies to go into the other room. But at some point, as you play through the game, you may or may not run out of these various modules that you have. You can see them on the right. There's one called motion. It's actually limited in terms of how many times I can use it. There's one called sensor that's very similar. That's also limited in how many times you can use it. And as you run out of these modules, if you don't find them, you'll actually have to improvise and use something else. Now that I've actually, I think I've covered the entire ship. Alright, so it looks like there's nothing else on the ship, and it seems like I've actually covered the entire area. It looked like there was some sort of a secret area here, but I'm not sure if there is one. Now, when you're done with the level, you can just type navigate, and you can navigate everyone to room code R1. So essentially, you can actually control everything here using nothing but command lines, which is actually pretty awesome. Or you can do this manually. There's two ways of playing this game, and both work really well. But the cool thing about this game is that, so once you finish the level, you go to the next one, you do the same thing. We've collected some scrap here, we've done some other things. And once you return from a mission, well, first of all, you can go ahead and repair your drones or give them various modules that you've collected. You can also go into your ship configuration and give your ship one of the modules that you may have collected. Or you can go into modification here and upgrade your drones or repair their health. Like this one actually needs to be repaired, so we're going to do that. Or if you have too much of something, you can always scrap it for more scrap, or basically deconstruct it for more scrap. So this is how the game works in a nutshell. But the thing is, it does get really complex and really difficult. And let's hope that this next mission will actually show us how difficult it can be, because sometimes you'll have so many enemies in there that you'll be either overwhelmed and will have to run away, or possibly even lose all of your drones altogether. Now, another cool thing about this game is that it actually does have a storyline here, and you only get to uncover the story as you play through this game over and over. So you'll actually do die a lot, and you'll actually very likely lose all your drones once in a while, so you have to restart this game a few times. But as you're playing through this, you'll uncover what happened in this universe, what happened in this galaxy, and why everyone is essentially dead, and you're the only survivor. Now, I still haven't actually uncovered that part. I don't really know what the mystery is. But what I do know is that it's kind of fun to go through these levels where you know nothing about, and to basically reach these sort of really cool situations where you're required to use all your brain prowess to try to outsmart the enemies that can be defense robots or aliens. So there's actually aliens in this game, and some of them are actually really scary. I've had a few jump scares where you would open a door, not expect to have anyone in there, and suddenly you'll have an alien jump at you. Now let's find out if there's actually anyone on this ship, or it might be completely empty for all we know. We're going to take our first drone here, use motion. Okay, it says there's nothing, but it might be just sitting quietly and not doing anything. So let's carefully walk into this room and get ready to run away. Okay, looks like there's nothing here. And there's the enemy. It's in the room called R5. Okay, so we found the enemy, so there was someone here after all. And before we finish this video, I'm going to show you what happens if by accident you venture upon the enemies and you end up basically dying. And so let's just say you're exploring the ship, you run out of your motion sensors, you actually have to try to open this door, and you open the door and you discover that there is some sort of an alien in there. And there it is. It's going to come over here and kill everyone. And that's actually kind of scary. Close the door, close the door! No, close the door. I'm panicking. And I think this guy's dead. Unless we run away. Can we run away? No, we can't. So this is not the most scariest alien in the world, but it's very nerve-wracking. Okay, so he definitely damaged my my drone. The drone is not dead yet, actually. I can try to lure the enemy out and tow my drone back to the ship and then essentially repair it. Or you can just, abandon ship, especially if it's an overwhelming situation. And you'll say, navigate all to R1. They'll all run away, abandon your friend, and escape forever. And so essentially that's the game in a nutshell. You kind of walk around these ships, you try to find signals, you try to find new items, And sometimes you'll have to abandon your friends and proceed without them. So all of this is actually randomly generated, and this is actually a roguelike, meaning that once you die, you have to restart from scratch. But it is kind of fun, and the storyline actually does stay with you. So the storyline here actually is something that you're trying to discover, and you're trying to find out what actually happened in this galaxy, because it is kind of mysterious. But as you're going through these various levels and these various ships, you'll read this story that's actually in yellow right now, and you'll possibly discover what happened in this galaxy and where everyone else is. Anyway, so basically that's Duskers in a nutshell. A really, really awesome game, not a very expensive game, and definitely one of the more original indie games that I've seen in a while. So do give this game a try, because it's definitely one of the more original games I've played in a while. It's kind of scary, and it does have this interesting space thing going on where you're playing as a kind of a survivor on top of a spaceship, and you only get to control these drones to try to figure out what's going on. And so this is basically the game in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and share this video, and actually do give this game a try, because it's kind of fun. It's definitely one of the better games I've played in a while, and a pretty awesome indie game that sort of gives you an idea that, you know what, games don't have to be all about graphics. All you need to have is a really cool storyline and a really awesome way of delivering the story that is essentially important in, oh boy, important in this game. Close the door. No. Oh boy, I'm dead. I think I'm dead. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Game you later. Bye-bye. Brandon, you're trapped here. I'm sorry, buddy. I think there's a monster right here. No! I think we're all dead. I think this is the end of this mission. Let's get out of here. And it looks like I have to reset the game because I have been defeated. And once you start a new game, everything starts from scratch. You have new drones with new names and a completely new universe and galaxy to explore. Well, it looks like this will be fun to do it again. Thank you. Bye-bye.